Good morning. He said from Zetster's lab. I'm in my workspace. I'm ready to roll. It's so funny. I got this commission. My first doggy commission. Say good morning, Bella Blabs. Good morning. I got my first doggy commission. 2 Jack Russells that I need to paint for a friend. Oh boy, I just hope to get them to look like Jack Russells. But I must say, last night I did my first layer, as I always say. Then it needs to dry, so then afterwards I'm gonna titivate and do some more with it. But I love it. I think it's so gorgeous. So yes, it's impressionist art, whatever that means. I didn't take any art at school, so I don't know all the terminology and things. I just paint and do what makes me happy. So yes, so I really want to have the dogs look like dogs, her dogs, and then I want to give them some joy. So I'm putting on this a little windmill. My friend loves to go to the Karoo where I grew up, and there's a lot of windmills, and it's the veld and open spaces. So yes, I'm going to put putting a little windmill in. I'm going to have some flowers. It's a little girl and a little boy, so I think I'm going to have flowers in the girl and I don't know, so do something with a little boy. Whatever, I can do whatever I want. She said, will I be able to, she sent me a picture, will I be able to paint this for her? I said, I'll do my best. She said, your best is good enough for me. It brought tears to my eyes. It was so precious. So yes, I'm sure she'll be over the moon, because I'm going to put a lot of love and joy in this. But this morning, as I was drinking my coffee, hubby every morning when he makes coffee, sometimes I do, he mostly does, then he brings it to me in bed, and then always there's a little bit of flower. He always go into the garden and pluck some flowers. So this is 2 mornings. Lavenders and this honeysuckle orange. So then he brings it with my coffee, and I read and until I get up. And the awesome thing is, this morning I started to feel. First of all, I picked them up and I started to feel, and all of a sudden that brought me right into the moment. I mean, just focusing on these little flowers, feeling them. I started to smell them. Oh gosh, you know what lavender smells like. And it was just magical. All of a sudden, I was in the moment. I was absolutely conscious of being alive in this moment, and that's what we're supposed to be to feel like every second of every day, getting our minds, still our minds. But sometimes it's just as if it's half crazy. Your mind just goes absolutely crazy, runs all over the place, and it's just as if you cannot get it to stop. And I always think of that verse that says something, the enemy runs around to and fro, and then he comes back and destroy or whatever. And the enemy is your mind. Your mind runs into the future, it runs into the past, it runs all over the place. And it brings into your moment, into your life that happens now, all these doom and gloom things. I mean, if you want to start your day with reading the news, the world news in South Africa, real news, and all the doom and gloom on Facebook and wherever, you will experience hell in this moment. I mean, you will be tormented. I mean, and then we come back to that. Do not allow the enemy to come in, steal, kill, and destroy your life. That's got nothing to do with the burglary that's now going to come in during the night and steal your earthly stuff and kill you. This has to do, your enemy is allow him into your life. Allow everything that the mind is telling you and showing you and bringing you. It brings things from all over, brings it into the moment. And it steals, kills, and destroys the abundant life that you have in you, that will enable you to, enable you, that's right, to live victoriously through every situation you need to live through this day. Now, so this is my little message of this morning. Just when your mind goes rampant and runs all over the place, do something to bring it back into the moment. And this morning, this worked for me. Just touching my flowers, just smelling them, just breathing deeply. It just all of a sudden brought my focus into my life now. Life, abundant life is in us, is the river of life. Abundant joy, peace, power, love, wisdom, provision, whatever you may need to live victoriously now, you already have in you. I cannot say this enough, and I say it to me. I need to hear it over and over again. And that's what I'm sharing. Get into the moment. And the minute I started to smell and to feel and to focus on the life in me, my breath, it took me right back into the life in me. And gone were all the thoughts and fears and things that might happen and everything. They were just poof, gone. And that is what it means to live. Still the mind. Live in the now. Do not allow the enemy. And the thing is, we believe the enemy is something outside of us. It's people, it's the government, it's whatever's going to happen. No, the enemy is our mind. That will always lie to you, that will always takes you away from the life in you. And then now it brings me to another thing. I didn't really want to talk about this. But I mean, we read the book of Revelations and now they're saying it's end times again. You know, the awesome thing is the whole Bible. I don't think there's a book. No, there is no book ever that is being missed. Everybody reads and think different things, and then you buy into this and you buy into that lie, and it's just crazy. Everyone interprets the Bible from what's going on in his mind. Okay, so yes, so the book of Revelations and the whole Bible, and this is what makes me excited. It's spiritual, and it tells you about this fight about evil and good and evil and whatever. And guess what? That fight is in you. It's in your mind. It's your ego, your mind, Izette and her ego and her ways and her thoughts and whatever, against the true life, abundant life in you. So that is the fight. And the book of Revelations is all about that period where you are starting, listen carefully, to lose your mind, your ego, to die to who you believe you are. And that is the awesome thing. But whoa, what a scary time. That time just before your death. And I'm not talking about physical death. I'm talking about your death of your ego. As Paul said, I myself no longer lives, but Christ is now living his life through me. So what happened? Paul's ego life had to die. The same as Jesus on the cross. That's what the cross is all about. Telling about our ego that needs to die. And that is what that whole fight is about. Every story, every chapter, everything in the Bible is about that fight that is in you. I mean, your mind doesn't want to know all is well. Your mind doesn't want to know everything is working out, everything is in order, everything is fine. Just live out of the abundant life in you. No, 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 no. The mind wants to be in control. He wants to control people. He wants his God to do what he wants. And oh boy, you know the mind. We all do. So yes, this morning is just all about still your mind. Do that one thing that gets you into the moment, into your life that is in you, and all your needs will be met. Everything will be fine because peace and joy will flood you, will chase away the enemy. Well, have a fantastic day. I'm going to finish my little doggies. We'll post a photo in my Facebook. Zetster's Crazy Colorful Art. You can go there and look at all my art and look at all the stories behind it. Life is just awesome, but life is in us. Cheers, I'm having my coffee.